Okay, and the pre-market movers and levels.
Okay, well, I've gone slightly off peaks here and picked out Syngenta as the pre-market mover. That's a Swiss agrochemical company for anyone who is in any doubt. It does trade here, both here in Europe and in the US. The ticker in the US is SYT. They're up 2%. Just over 2% in European trading, and the reason is that BASF of Germany are said to be considering countering Monsanto's bid interest. Monsanto reached out to Syngenta a couple of weeks ago.
BASF is a bit of a surprise contender in there, isn't it?
I think it is really, because agrochemicals is not really its area of expertise. Though it has been a business itself in transition over the last couple of years, so perhaps something of a European white knight, and it will be interesting to see how that one plays out. In terms of levels to watch today, as far as European equities are concerned anyway, everything's a little bit easier. So the FTSE, we're looking at 68.10 on the downside, 68.85 as an upside level. The DAX has fallen substantially, so now we're looking at 11,167 to the downside and 11,385 as an upside, back to a wide range in those. US markets, well, we'll assume they'll take the cue from Europe, but they were broadly unched on yesterday. So 2100 on the downside for the S&P, 2121 remains our upside level. I doubt we'll be testing that this afternoon. The Dow, 18,000 remains in there for its round number value, if nothing else, and 18,107 to the upside.
But chance of a breakdown on all these markets.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The momentum certainly appears to be to the downside. Going the other way, of course, some of the currencies, euro dollar would be foremost in that. Once again, the euro strength has shown its hand. So 112.48 on the downside in the euro against the dollar, and 113.90 the upside level there. The Aussie US dollar, surprisingly, the Aussie dollar has held up better than I might have anticipated, given the poor Aussie data that came out this morning. So we're looking at 77.04 as a downside level to watch for a break lower, and 78.20 would be the level I'd keep my eye on if we're going to make further gains. The focus has been off of dollar yen really in the last, well, in this session particularly, where they're really focusing on the euro, but 123.80 remains the downside target to watch. 124.90 as far as we're concerned. The upside in
bit of a pause then, a little bit.
Yeah, a little of a pause, but what we're really waiting for is to see if it can test properly above 125, I suppose. Yeah. And then in terms of cable, 153.20 our downside level. I've got 153.85 there as the upside, but I just noticed before we came on air that we're trading above that, having spiked as high as 154.40 in the session this morning. So let's see if 153.85 comes back into the frame, but for the minute we are trading.
A bit of the aftermath of the BOE situation. Okay, well, that's a healthy picture for some areas, especially on the M&A side, but otherwise markets looking a bit sad ahead of the big data tomorrow. Darren Sinden, market commentator at Admiral Markets, thanks for the Wall Street crossover show today.